Hello everybody, welcome back to Eureka Farms. It is a new day. New day has broken and we've got a lot to do. I got the fertilising contracts finished on the fields that I accepted the contracts on yesterday. To do these two fields, it took me quite a long time. I'm not going to lie. Fields 5 and 6, quite flipping big. It was pitch black on the map when I finished, and I've only had 6 hours sleep in my lovely little house. But we are ready today to do seeding of field 7. Now, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I've had no comments on any of the last couple of videos. Your chance to tell me what crop to plant first has not been taken up by anybody who's viewed the videos. Nobody's given me any suggestions, no one's given me any instructions. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to make the choice myself as to what we're planting first. So obviously, the first thing we need to do is go to the store and have a bit of a look and see at what kind of equipment we've got for seeding and planting. And bearing in mind I've only got $256,000 left to spend, we're probably not going to be able to get what I really want. We'll have a look at now. The one thing I do know or feel is that all the see, I don't know now if all the planters do all the crops. We've got corn, sunflower, soybean, sugar beet, cotton, potato, wheat, barley, oats, canola, oilseed radish, grass, sugarcane, and poplar. Let me just remind myself, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 crops. So that does work out right on this map then. That does work out right. We have, so planters do the same crops as seeders and vice versa. An 18-metre one there, planter. The only difference, of course, is most planters won't do direct seeding, will they? So I'm wondering if we need to go for something in this neck of the woods. Something that will do direct seeding that's also going to be pretty big. 12 metres. Porsches, 12 metres. Pronto, Certo, 12 metres. Solitaire is 12 metres. Seed carts and seed hawks. See, the thing is, I'm not going to have enough money to buy those, am I? That's going to be a little bit of an issue. And if I was going to buy one, I'd probably go for the new one from Custom Modding, because I've not tried this yet. Damn, that's looking like it's going to be incredibly expensive. Can get it second hand, which knocks about 111 grand off the price. We then may need to take a loan. Get the seed cart, which is what, 346 grand. I think I'm just going to have it all seed. Have it with the Firestones. That's going to cost me 228,409 bucks. Right then. I need the cash point. Where's the cash point? Here's the one. Probably not. Might have to just do it from the finance screen in the map. Right. Gonna have to borrow some money then. Let's not muck about. Let's make sure we've got enough money to buy some seed after we've bought this. So let's grab ourselves the tank. Oh yeah, we're just going to go. We're not going to worry about fertilizing. With it, we're going to seed. We're going to do the fertilizing after. If worst comes to the worst, I can modify that and add fertilizer to it later on. Right. I now need a tractor to come and pull that. Probably going to take the Challenger. One thing I'm going to do very quickly. Give it a quick repair. I was going to put it in the tank system. I was going to put it in the workshop trigger and repair it, but I think you've seen me do that enough now. Know that we can just quick repair it from the main menu. Now, one of the things as well today we've had obviously we've had the new Grimmy DLC come out today, the potato harvesting DLC and stuff. Which is, I believe, available. I don't know. I think I've got it. Probably under potato technology. Yeah, Grimmy pack. Sower. 1.5 meter planter. Then we've got a 1.5 meter planter. We've got 1.5 meter harvester. We've got a 1.5 meter harvester. We've got a 1.5 meter collector. We've got a 0.9 meter single row harvester. So the harvester is getting smaller. Yeah. The Grimmy pack. Got a funny feeling, you know, I'm not going to be using any of that ever. For the simple reason, I think it's too freaking small. Then we've got conveyor loader. Obtain the 1,750 litre pallets for resale or storage. Load the produce on conveyor belts or the GBF 550. This guided conveyor belt facilitates the handling of large amounts of produce in a short time. What we don't have, because I don't have any vanilla equipment installed, is the equipment that puts the potatoes into pallets. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be doing any of that then. So yeah, the Grimmy potato DLC is definitely not something I will ever be using in game. It's too small. I'm going to stick with the ropers and homers that I've always used for harvesting. And when it comes to planting potatoes, I would rather do it with a regular seeder or planter. No. It's, again, they're much bigger, they're much more efficient at covering the field and getting the stuff in the ground. So, yeah, I'm not going to be using any 1.5 meter seeders anytime soon. I'm sure there are plenty of farm sim players out there. Well, I won't say there's plenty of farm sim players. Why is that not connecting to that? Missing a trick here. There, yeah. Now we've got it hooked up. So yeah, there's probably not a lot of people that are going to enjoy that new DLC because it's, you know, too small. But we've also had today, more importantly, than the DLC. We've had an update for the precision farming mod, which hopefully fixes and addresses a lot of the issues players have been experiencing with precision farming. Things like contracts not working properly and not being able to be completed. We have had an address for that, I believe. It's going to be interesting. I forgot about this. Trying to fill these things. Oh, and this thing's just going to turn and go all skew-whiff whenever I try to... I need to put the out window on because I need to see when I'm in the field. The fill trigger, I'm going to be honest, and Stevie, if you're watching, your fill triggers on these buildings are a little bit on the small side. You could probably do with making them a bit bigger. Ideally, making the triggers the same size as the box. You know, the little yellow and black markings there would be ideal because it is a little bit fiddly to find the trigger. I noticed that a little bit as well when I was using the big manure spreader. Trying to fill the manure spreader up. It's like, really? I've got to be really precise and hit just the right spot in this box to be able to fill up. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to miss the trigger, look. Yeah, I need to... I must admit, I'm not very good. I'm not very good with these flipping seeders and planters that have these ridiculous boom loader things. Trying to get them into a... Nope, that's going to... See, this is where it all gets a bit complicated now. Oh, because it's all even the axles on the blooming... The axles on this seed tank flipping move as well. Too many points of articulation here, folks. I'm struggling. Come on. Oh, we had it then. Seeds. Ha! Everybody's going to be like, oh my god, the bloke can't even fill a seeder. You can fill a seeder. Can. Honest, it's just, this one is the first time I've used this one, ever, this mod. So, I'm not overly familiar with how it all works. And yeah, most of the in-game seeders like this, like the Terminator and the Seed Hawk, the actual cart which holds the seed and fertilizer and stuff, that doesn't have swivelly axles to further complicate matters and make this a bit more annoying. Yes, precision farming has had an update. There's been some fixes. Fixes for the pH and nitrogen level going AWOL and disappearing. People who have had that problem. Contracts apparently should be fixed or more likely to be working correctly. Especially like harvesting contracts and stuff. That's probably something I actually could have tested today because there is a lot of harvesting contracts available on this map. I could have done the sunflower contract on field 12. I've got a header. Could have done that, but I wanted to get seeding because that's what I said I was going to do in the last video. But of course, all of you people watching these videos let me down badly because not one of you suggested a crop to plant. So now I've had to make the executive decision and I've decided to go for oats with my first harvest. Figured we'd go for something simple that A, seems to make a decent bit of money, slightly more than wheat and barley, and should give us a nice bit of straw, which again, once we bale up and get sold, should further make the mission profitable. And like I say, it gives us a chance to test out fertilising of the fields and stuff. Raise that up. Again, I'm going to do the headlands because obviously this is quite a bit of kit to tow around. It's quite a massive piece of stuff that to get this field done. Hopefully though, I should be able to get the field done fairly quickly, with it being, you know, decent width. We're not going to be prattling around. Like I say, I do believe I can plant everything with this, he says. Now, not so sure he actually read what this machine plants. Let's go and have a look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, it plants everything on this particular map. So I can use this quite happily. Plant everything. I do not need to buy a separate planter. We can use this on every field to plant every crop we ever wish to harvest. And of course, it will direct drill, which means we don't have to worry about cultivating necessarily. So once we've harvested a field, once we've got, obviously fields have been soil sampled properly and everything, unless the field needs to be ploughed, we can just slap down some manure and then go straight over the top of it with this and put our next crop in the ground, saving us a heap of time. And then obviously once the crop's in the ground, we can come over. We need to get ourselves a sprayer at some point, a fertiliser sprayer. That would be a big use. That would be a big help. Otherwise I'm going to have to come over this with manure again. Manure spread the the crop, which is not going to be a problem. That's not a problem on this map. I'm obviously thinking the problems we've had recently on other maps, like on Chellington Valley, where Chellington Valley has a weird crop destruction script installed in it, which means you can actually cause crop destruction in any growth stage if you don't have the correctly fitted equipment. I wondered why I was destroying my grass fields when I was driving across my grass fields on that map, and I wondered why I managed to destroy a whole load of soybeans when I accidentally cut across the corner of a field when it had just sprouted, when the crop had just sprouted, as I was heading to another field to do some lime spreading. And it turns out it's because on Chellington Valley there is a script in the map that Oxygen David has put in, which enables crop destruction on everything at all times. So you really do not want to be driving across fields with equipment unless you've created tram lines. You know, you've got the tram lines set up with your seeders, if you're using the seeders that do tram lines and stuff, and you've got equipment that, you know, is correctly spaced for those tram lines. Otherwise you are going to cause crop destruction. But on this map it's not an issue. So like I say, once we've got this seeded, should be able to just drive down it with drive over it again with the manure spreader and get a whole load of manure put down. Because that's my only fertiliser option at the minute. Because we don't have a sprayer. We don't have a liquid sprayer. I will be getting one. But obviously we've just had to take out a massive load to do this to get this seeding equipment. So next task, after we've done the seeding, which I appreciate, I'm also not using GPS, so I'm not being totally efficient. I may have a look then at doing one of these contracts, and I may go for the sunflower contract. Purely and simply because I know we have a header for that. We have the header because we did the corn harvest in the very beginning of this series. So I know I've got a header for my harvester that will work with sunflowers. That's the problem. If I went for any of the other contracts, I would need to get another header. And again, we've only got 42 grand at the minute. So, there's a good possibility that after having seeded this field, I might have to go and grab myself. We might have to do the harvest contract. Again, the only downside to that is with sunflowers, I'm not going to get straw. I'm not going to make tons of money, am I? I'm not going to make millions of profit as I would have done from one of the other crops. I could lease the equipment, I suppose. I could do the equipment leasing. No, that's not going to work, is it? That's not going to work because obviously with what mod I've used at the start of this save to disable all the vanilla equipment, I can't actually lease equipment to do contracts because there is no base game, there is no vanilla equipment, so I can't do leasing. Oh, great, brilliant, well thought out that. I've got to own equipment to do contracts because we can't borrow it. Well, I could borrow it. We could go to the store and lease equipment, but then obviously we're paying the store leasing prices as opposed to the contract leasing prices, which means I'd be paying a hell of a lot more. No, I need to have a think. Yes, I can do the sunflower contract. It's not going to make me as much money because sadly we don't have straw. I could then probably pick up and do that ploughing contract. That was in the menu on field 1 because we do have a plough, which will make me a little bit of money, ultimately. I mean, it's not going to change the fact I'm still going to need to get a proper header, aren't I, for my harvester, because this crop on this field will require, this is going to require a grain header, and the barley as well over on that field there is also probably going to require the grain header. So I'm going to have to get one. Fortunately, we're not in a position yet where we need to worry about harvesting because the crop is taking a long time to grow. Not very quick on this map. Is that because I've got it set to slow? I probably have got it set to slow because I don't like the crop changing growth stages mid-planting, mid-seeding. So normally by keeping it on slow, I can ensure I can seed a whole field without the crop getting all wonky. But one of the other things I was thinking, and I have been thinking to myself since the last episode, and looking at this map, we don't seem to have a lot of grass. You know, we don't have a lot of grass planted. And one of the things, obviously, I've commented before as well, is that the actual harvestable grass, this green stuff here, isn't on every field. It's quite a bit of the map where the grass doesn't regrow. So if I was to harvest this grass, mow this grass and stuff, it would never ever regrow. So what I'm thinking of doing is, after I've harvested field 8 of the barley, I'm thinking maybe of actually seeding that as a dedicated proper grass field, just for us to be able to do our grass, hay, silage and stuff that we're going to need. Have it as a big dedicated grass field for all our grass needs. And then obviously one of the things I'd have to do then is have a look at how quickly then we can procure and purchase another field which we can then use for crops. So probably the logical thing then would be to grab field 9, as it's very similar in size to field 8 and it's pretty close to the farm. And then maybe we want to get field 10. So ideally our first expansions is probably going to be 9 and 10, but we're looking at 241,000 for field 9 and we're looking at 429,000 for field 10. Now we could potentially look at exploring field leasing with the global company mod, as I did in my Lakeland Vale series. We could lease and rent those fields to start with to avoid having to fork out 430,000 bucks and 200 and whatever thousand bucks, and buy them a little bit later on down the road once we've managed to actually reap the rewards of actually having the crop on those fields. I've got a little bit left to do on this field. I've obviously been overlapping a little bit with this machine where possible, because I did miss a little bit earlier on this field. Right there, over there I missed a bit, so I will go and get that. I will drive over and do that little bit. The amazing thing is we've used very little in the way of seed. You know, I've still got 27,000 litres left. We're well prepped. Might have been an idea for me, I'm thinking about it, to have gone for the fertilising option of the seeder. The only reasons why I generally don't tend to buy my seeders with fertilising functionality is because if I use them for contracts, obviously the farmers don't pay you for fertilizer, they're only paying you for seeding, and if you use fertilizer on those contracts, it's a complete waste, because if you actually look at the field in the map after you've seeded it, and it shows you've put fertilizer on the field, when you complete the contract and hit the accept button, the game seems to like redo the field anyway. So it completely like takes what you've done away and resets it. So it will actually remove the fertilizer. So if you do fertilizing during a contract, you're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and you're wasting fertilizer. So for that reason, I tend to go for seeders and planters that don't fertilize, that have increased seeding and seeding capacity. Because obviously one of the things you don't want to be doing when you're in a big field doing a big contract is have to keep going and filling up. Especially when you're doing things like potatoes and sugar beets and sugar cane, which absolutely eat your seed. Those contracts use a ton of seed, and you're going to have to be refilling loads if you're just at the basic capacity level. So again, I tend to go for seeders that have just big seed tanks rather than seed and fertilizer. That's why I like the optional fertilizer mod. If you've never used the optional fertilizer mod, I mean, I don't have it installed on this particular Let's Play, but there is an optional fertilizer mod on the mod hub which takes every single seeder and planter in game and gives you a version of it which allows you to disable fertilizer and give you extra seeding. So if you like to use the base game seeders and planters, and you have no issue using the base game seeders and planters, you can actually grab them with the optional fertilizer mod, and instead of having seed and fertilizer in your seeders and planters, you can just have them set up purely to do seeding. But I think optional fertilising is definitely a big thing to consider with this precision farming mod. Because of the way the nitrogen levels work, I think it's much better, like I say, to do your manure spreading and stuff after you've harvested a field or after you've ploughed or cultivated a field to get a base level of fertiliser for the soil types. And then I think it's a good idea after you've put the crop in the ground to go and have a look at the nitrogen levels, which is something we can probably do. So I'm going to have a quick run, but I may leave the fertiliser for until the crop has at least emerged from the ground. I think it's probably more vital see nitrogen levels good, perfect. But actually, I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to do any fertilising on that field. I think that field is going to be fine. So let's not worry about that. Let's worry then about the next thing we're going to do, which is harvesting sunflowers in field 12. Just checking that there's no transporting. Still sunflowers in field 12, I think. Yeah. So, harvesting field 12. Where is that on this map? Oh, it's the big one. It's a big daddy. Ooh. Yeah, that's interesting as well. I've still got some corn in here. How am I? I'm gonna have to get rid of the corn first. Totally unprepared. I haven't got a silo to put it in. Have I? I haven't got a silo to put it in. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Actually, because we're about to do a harvest, where's me little autonomous? There's me autonomous. We are going to modify our trailer very quickly at the workshop. With our 42,000 bucks that we have remaining. Hopefully it's not going to cost me too much money. Then we'll come back, we'll unload the harvester, we'll sell the corn, and then we can go make a start on that sunflower contract, which is right in front of us, look. Massive field. Probably going to be utilising a bit of follow me, just to keep the harvester running. Yeah, going to increase the capacity of this trailer. 30,000 litres, whilst it was fine on my little field, I would generally prefer to have it a little bit bigger maybe on this. Now I know what this map is kind of doing in terms of the actual yields of the fields. 30,000 litres is not going to cut it. I thought originally I would get a 30,000 litre trailer because it makes sense when I'm doing the animals and stuff, you know, to provide them with their food, because you don't want to fill a massive great big trailer full of stuff only to have you don't want to fill a massive great big trailer full of stuff just for the animals to take a couple of thousand litres. You know, you don't want to put 60,000 litres of wheat in here if your chickens are only going to eat like a couple of hundred litres. Doesn't really work, does it? But what we will do, like I say, we'll get the corn emptied. I want to check and see exactly where that corn then needs to go. I know it's not a lot. We're not going to get a lot of money for it. but I've got nowhere else to put it at this moment in time. So corn is going to go to transport company, which is right down the bottom of the map. Yeah, okay game. Yeah, look, barely 2,000 litres. Is it worth it? The answer is, well, yeah, because I've got nowhere else to put it. Unless I just dump it on the ground. Which I can do. We can just dump it. That works. Let's think about this then. I'll get this set up and then we'll be doing the harvest probably in the next episode because I am conscious of video time. So we need to get this more or less set up as it currently is. Naturally, go for auto width, and generally that's not right. That's not right. I don't think. I've had this issue before with Stevie headers sometimes. I don't think that header is 13.7 meters wide. Sorry, Stevie. I think that header is 12 meters, and even then, I kind of doubt that. I'll do it 11.9. And yeah, I don't know why. Right, settle up there. Do not have access to this land. Yes, we do. We have a harvest contract. Right. So hopefully, like I say, follow me is installed. Means I should be able to have this fella drive perfectly beside me the whole time. Don't actually know how long the pipe is on the X9. Guess we'll find out. Let's do 10. That's collision off. If I drive, nice to keep up. What have I done? I managed to disconnect my header. Right, I can see straight away he needs to go a little bit more to the left. He also needs his collision sensor turned off. He's a little bit... on, dude. Keep up. I might have to, strange as this sounds, I actually might have to drive the harvester slower. I don't think he will keep up. There we go. That's better. Would be able to handle that. He might just now be a little bit too far ahead. 10 might be the perfect kind of distance. There is a mod, by the way. I don't know if I've got it installed or not. There is a mod made by, I think it's GTX that's done it, that synchronises vehicle speeds. You can synchronise speeds between multiple vehicles, which is great for this situation where you want a tractor drive perfectly beside your harvester and do combining. Spin round here. Way we go. So yeah, if I drive at it seems like if I drive at a sensible speed, our little friend here can actually kind of catch up. He's having some little issues. It's not perfect. Follow me. With some vehicles, the way some vehicles are set up with their collision nodes and stuff, some vehicles seem to have a little bit of an issue unloading on the fly with Follow Me. Generally speaking, if you find a tractor that works, you want to just keep using that single tractor as much as you can, and that's my recommendation. However, of course, I've got a slight problem with the fact that I disabled all the vanilla tractors. So although I know which tractors from the base game seem to work okay with Follow Me, I can't actually load any of them because I've only got modded tractors available. I'm guessing any modded tractors built off of the ones that I know work probably will still work. So I may have to go grab a Fent 1050 from Stevie's mod. I know the Fent 1050 works because obviously Mr. Helgi uses that all the time in multiplayer. I also know one of the cases work quite well with Follow Me because I've used that. We might be getting some red equipment on the farm, folks. For all you red equipment fans out there. But anyway, I have reached the end of today's episode, folks. We have started a massive sunflower contract. Try and bring in some pennies. And we will be continuing with this in the next episode. So for now from me, thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye for now.